Well, hello everyone, and welcome to the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world show made for the fans by a fan. I am your host, as always, Richard Tiemann. This is the award-winning Fan Show. Happy Wednesday to you all. It is good to be back, especially because Wednesday is such a special day right here on the Fan Show in the Fan Cave studio. It's the midway point of the week, like we all know and love about Wednesday. Am I right? But it's also a special day because it means that it's Battlebots Day on the Fan Show. Now, the whole episode is not devoted to Battlebots. Maybe one day we'll do a full hour special, nothing but Battlebots. But we are doing weekly get-to-know-you segments of the men inside the battle box. Or women. Reached out to a few of them. There's a few of those interviews coming up that we did the video portion for down during the tapings in sunny Long Beach, California. But until then, I work with what I got. And what I got tonight is a special one for you. I kid you not. Would I ever steer you wrong? It is the darling of the Discovery Channel, the beast and beauty of BattleBots. It is Will Bales. He's coming up at about a quarter after here, which I realized that we didn't start at the top of the hour, so in about the next 15 minutes he'll be on. Pre-recorded interview, had a great discussion though. He is quite the character. And I love that aspect of BattleBots, the ability to laugh at yourself, to envision what you wanted, how you wanted it to go, and to see it play out. And he may be 0-1, but we'll see if the tides change for Hypershock and Will Bales as the season progresses. Your BattleBots Weekly Top 10 is out. Power rankings for the NAL and the IFL are out, hot off the presses. I was finishing them up just before I hit broadcast. And then debuting on the Fan Show tonight, we're going to switch gears to National Arena League. Christopher Gilchrist will join me, member of the JAX Sharks, who are... I can't say right now what they are in the power rankings because that's what our headlines are for. That's what headlines are for. So Wednesday, we got a good one, and I think that about pretty much every episode. Wednesday is like that day that even I get excited about because I'm like, we're going to BattleBots. Who knows what else is going to happen? It's going to be great, though. It's going to be a lot of fun. So without further ado, or more delay, let's get to headlines. And headlines, of course, brought to you by Dynamite Enterprises. Ethan at Dynamite Enterprises, DynamiteEnterprises.com. Customize your world. If you can dream it, you can embroider it through Ethan. Your artwork, your logo, anything you want on really anything. Custom apparel, embroidered banners, stickers, trophies, promo items, including pens, foam fingers, and, of course, lanyards. And Ethan is going to hook you up. 509-723-0140 is how you can reach him by the telephone. And DynamiteEnterprises.com. You need to hit him up because he does such a great job. He wants to make sure that he is getting you the best quality product for what you're looking for. So that's that business relationship I've preached so much on the show. Customize your world and your vision, your reality. Your vision made reality by Ethan and Dynamite Enterprises. So don't hesitate. Don't wait anymore. Go and hit him up. Say, I heard about you on the Fan Show. I'd like some tube socks with my logo. Let's do it. We can get it done. I know they can get it done because Ethan knows no limits when it comes to putting your logo or artwork on something for your product. Or maybe it's just your initials. You want your siblings to stop wearing and stealing your socks. So you're like, can you embroider my initials on my socks so that my little brother and little sister will start wearing them and saying that they're theirs? Yeah, we can do that. Sweet. So, Ethan, customize your world. The NFL 49ers, more specifically, have been wearing the number 87 at OTAs to honor the late Dwight Clark. Man, that still stings. You know? It really does. I'm just so taken back by it. He was 61. 61. 60 is that area that you get into. It's like, hey, you probably start making long-term plans for the rest of your life because you're getting into that category. I mean, it's a rare thing for someone to live into their late 90s, right? 70s, 80s, we're watching them like a hawk. You know, so much grunt or groan, heartburn. We're like, are you okay? You all right? You doing good? Yeah? Hanging in there? Okay. that's but 60's not 61. Just isn't, to me, it's not that time, right? My parents, they're both 66, 65. right in that area. But I tell you, it's something, man. You never know how much time you have on this. Now, with ALS, which we knew the rest of his life was going to be a struggle. We didn't get to see just how that would have developed, but I feel like it's probably for the best. Nobody wants to watch deteriorate, suffer, and miserable. You want that. So, rest peace, Clark. You're a true legend. And of course, in other news, we have the Stanley Cup Finals. It is 3-1 Washington right now, and is what's the next game scheduled for? I'm finding it here. Come on. Like, really? I don't know. It's taking my computer so long. Well. Anyway, so they are happening. Okay, Game 5. Golden Knights host Game 5 in Vegas, which will be good for them because they need to be back home. They need to have that home field home advantage, I believe. But yeah, it's going to be good for them because they need to win this game and stay alive. They need to win this game just so they weren't... can you really call them like a fluke at this point? I don't really think that you could refer to them negatively with what they have been able to do this year. I really don't. I don't think that there's ways in it that the Golden Knights couldn't handle the pressure. I mean, this is the first time they've lost in a row in this postseason period, and they're a brand new franchise. It's just really, what can you say about this to keep the man down? I don't think there's anything that they could hang their heads high, low about what the outcome maybe with. But let's go ahead and check. I want to know what time the game is supposed to be at. Let's see. Stanley Cup. No, I don't want to do that. Vegas Golden Knights. I love their Twitter, by the way. Have I told you that? Their Twitter is freaking hilarious. Okay, so Panic at the Disco is performing tomorrow during Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. That was tweeted today. So their next game, Game 5, is tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern on NBC. So make sure that you check that out. Panic at the Disco has got to bring you some mad or good luck, right? It's got to. Meanwhile, the NBA Finals, let's see what their schedule looks like. NBA Finals, I want to say, is there a game tonight? Is there? I think there's a game tonight. Yeah, NBA Finals, Game 3 is on night. So that'll be something to watch for. This one is Cleveland. That's right, it is game day. What time does it start? I don't know. Game 3 probably starts like right now. I wouldn't be surprised, but this series, man, I just don't really feel like it's going to be all that. It's the fourth time we met in a row. Like, really? Okay, rankings top 10. I'm going to shut my ass for a minute here even though I'm supposed to talk. However that makes sense. All right, your power rankings are as follows. For the National Arena League, it goes a little something like this. Number 6, the Lehigh Valley Steelhawks. Number 5, Maine Mammoths. Number 4, the Massachusetts Pirates. Number 3, Columbus Lions. Number 2, the Carolina Cobras. And the new number 1, the Jacksonville Sharks. That's right, up number 2 from where they were just a week ago. 6-3 record. They're now 5-game win streak. My goodness, where's it for game? 5-game, I think. And they have Carolina Cobras 6-2, no movement from last week. You have the Columbus Lions down to 4-2 record, and the Pirates, the Mammoths, and the Steelhawks no movement. So Pirates 6-3, Maine Mammoth 1-6, Steelhawks 0-7. Then for the indoor football league, we have 6, the Nebraska number 5, Green Bay number 4, the Sea Rapids number 3, the Sioux Falls Storm number 2, the Arizona Rattlers, and the number 1. And still, for the second week in a row, is it the third week now? Third week in a row, the Iowa Barnstormers 10-2 record, Arizona 10-3, Sioux Falls 9-3, Cedar Rapids 2-10, up 2 spots. First time they have been out of the bottom all season long. Green Bay Blizzard down 1 with 2-10. And Nebraska Danger 4-9, down 1, and it's because they are the owners of a 9-game losing streak. For BattleBots weekly top 10 are as follows: number 10, Scorpios, Priestley and number 9, Whiplash, number 8, Sawblaze, no movement there. Number 7, Monsoon, previously unranked. Number 6, Warhawk, no movement. Number 5, Bite Force. Number 4, Ice Wave, both of those down 1 from last week. Number 3, now in the top 3, up 2 spots from last week. Endgame. Number 2, Yeti. Number 1, you guessed it, Tombstone. And with that, that's going to take us to the first guest portion of the evening, 1-1 with Mr. Will Bales himself, Hype Shock. Here is that interview in entirety right here on the Fan Show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, joining me now is Battlebots heartthrob and internet sensation, a man forever stuck in 1985. It is Will Bales. Hype Shock, how you doing, man?
That's quite the introduction.
Well, I'm no Farouk, but I work with what I got, you know? Well, but things like man, things I think are on the right path for you guys. And I gotta ask where the inspiration came from to do things a lot differently this time around.
So in the past, we kind of left uniforms and overall look to the last minute. And black T-shirts with logos on them are fine. That's what a lot of people do. But we wanted to stand out a little bit more this time. So the suits kind of grew out of that desire and helped stand out. That combined with the color you just wanted very in your face. The country kept telling ourselves, make the camera this. You want to have so much like fluorescent color that it would have to adjust their camera every time around.
Wow, I gotta say, when I was down there and I was working in the pit, you guys look like a legit crew, right? And then when you went out there to the battle box, you guys have a look. Because funny, in the world of BattleBots, there's characters, and there's characters on both sides. We have Ray Billings, who's like heel, and then you have Jameson Go, who's taking on that side as well. And you have like the hero almost, which is you guys, and then you have, I want to say, maybe Donald from Lockjaw is maybe kind of
absolutely
a hero as well. But then you have like the gimmicks, which Witch Doctor is awesome at, and then you have like the teams that they want to have a certain look, and they have achieved that. The Woolly Twins with Double Jeopardy and Pursuit. But you guys and the guys in Chaos or Bombshell just really have this look about you. But obviously, you guys added a bit more flair to yours. And so, was it just that it was the missing piece you felt that you needed to make your team, I guess, be more recognizable, like was a branding thing, or just to that missing piece complete the Hypershock puzzle?
You're dead on. Specifically at Bombshell. We looked at Bombshell and Chaos team last year, and several team members helped the whole, impact. But they all looked cohesive. The brand, fit. It made sense. And I think I balanced that. Because they just did it so well. And like you said, we wanted to give a little bit more flair, a little bit more ostentatiously. And we're offering a well together with the hype together. Bright colors and colors and going up around and Revice and it all makes sense. So we did the outrun theme and we did the neon colors, so just kind of went full on that.
Every time that I saw you guys, the commercial for Grand Theft Auto played through my head, and I feel like it's probably a mission accomplished for you guys as far as what look you were going for. But I love the jumpsuits. I really do. I wish I had one that said the fan show on it, because I'm a huge '80s guy, and I wanted to ask you how far away from having Hypershock look full on Dorian were you guys?
Well, we got really close. In fact, it almost looks like an alien DeLorean-esque without anything on. Once the powder coated everything, it really transformed. But yeah, we'll have to get you a jumpsuit. It'll take time.
That'd be awesome, because it's a great look. I love it. You said, Chaos Course, the guys with Bombshell look like very cohesive. Ray Billings needs to locker in with a shirt that's sorry about your floor, and that'll be a uniform. But I mean, really, the variety you get with something like this is that you have people that have maybe matching button-up polos, and they look like they're all part of the same bowling team, or you have full-on costumes like with Doctor, and then you have guys that take a step beyond that as far as you don't want the gimmick. So you guys have found kind of the happy medium, and then you have guys that just show up in a t-shirt that say duck, and it's not everything. So I love the variety that and we're up and running on season 3. Now, you were one of my first guests during season 2 on ABC, and clearly everything's leaps and bounds beyond that. What's been your assessment of season 3, not only from a participant standpoint, but from watching it all play out? I feel like it gets a lot better spotlight on Discovery and everything that's been happening over, 4 episodes now?
Yeah, we've only been into for a couple episodes, so it just feels better. It feels more like Discovery has been count all the stuff in terms of promoting show and advertising show and stuff on social media. And I think it's great because it's what we need. Like our show, for example, everyone knows how, and that's fun. And people get to. And I think one of the challenges that a show like Battlebots has is people don't have the day-to-day connection with robots, so you have to kind of get hyped up. I think the new white car had a great way to do parallel with UFC and MMA and boxing. So far, I think it's awesome. I like more fights. I like how the look is just a little cleaner, more refined, just up notch a little bit. Teams are better. The robots are better. I think commentating's even better. I just think it's been
Yeah, and it's hard to argue given, ABC is more like reality show as Comedy Central, of course, was it was gimmick, and that's definitely not, neither of us what BattleBots deserved. What we're seeing Discovery is what BattleBots always deserved, and that the grand stage and showmanship and just all the production and everything, while the product in the box is still great. I mean, there's been some fantastic fights that have gone the distance, and there's been some incredible knockouts that we've seen, but it's been quite a ride. And when you got down there, the tapings, and we're going through everything, is there anything that you noticed about the setup or what Discovery brought to the table that gave you that initial feeling like, I think this is going to be different, it's going to be better?
I think it was the vibe of the production team. Everyone just felt like they knew what they were doing a little bit better. They did a really good job of keeping core people from the ABC show. It's been 2 years since we last filmed, so some people are too busy, but the core people were there, so they got it. And then all the people brought on, it feels like they got what was going on quickly. So by two, everyone was running at full pace, and there weren't really hiccups. And it was just a cleaner running machine.
Now, of course, there's some pros and cons about the way that this season was constructed with its fight card format. I talked to Kurt Durge last week from Axe Backwards, and he said, he's been in situations where he'll bring his bot and all the pieces and everything to a tournament, and then it's one and done, and well, now what? And he has to go back home. Now you get to, just because you lose, you're not done yet. However, on that same note, a lot of guys are worried about, do they have enough heart, do they have enough time to fix their bot to even get to that next fight? What was your initial thought for the fight card format? And how, do you have a preference? How have you felt about the season before the tournament?
It's nice knowing that you're going to have X amount of fights. They told us going in that we would have at least 4 fights. Not the case for everyone, but more or less everyone had 3 or 4 fights, and that's really nice to know, because like you said, you don't show up with thousands of dollars and countless hours of your life, and within 30 seconds by your rips your heart and you're done, and you sit there 2 weeks like that. So as a result, robots get better as the season goes on, and we figured out things and made us a lot on set to make new parts, to make movements and fixings, like the complete overhaul that Witch Doctor food with their drip train. Incredible. You just could do it a normal event, on top of it. But that said, the cost of requiring the efforts to last through that kind of event with these quality robots, this time is so destructive now. Seems to keep and Endgame, by force, all those robots are just brutal. And even in these, in Tombstone, for example, when he's done, he still has these. So the time and the cost and planning ahead, knowing, okay, we're gonna have to repair this a lot. Like for us, at least, our state was a car 5 brain for checking the past, and we went that completely because we knew there was no prayer of repairing it on site, and we didn't have the time or the money or the will to build 4 or 5 passes. It's just not practical. So we will steal instead because you've all done fight whether it's a little more serviceable. But as a result, the new fight format isn't just a fight form change; it's a robot design change too.
Yeah, there's very subtle differences with some, and then complete, like you said, overhauls with others, like Witch Doctor. And I think it's great to see some differences from season to season, because you want this to be the kind of thing where the people aren't going with the same bot to get knocked in the same way or to hope to get in one fight. You want them to sort of make some changes, still true to the bot that they are, but yet, make it where, hey, they've made some changes, they've learned from their mistakes, they're going to go after this thing, and really hope to get it this time around. Now, for you guys, not a complete make for you, but was there any debate as to what you wanted your approach to be this season?
We wanted to do better, and we went into it saying, all right, we want the whole package. We do want to be bright crazy. We do want the suit. We want a whole up to that bombshell hat. And in addition, we knew that because of the map, we were going to have more than just one robot with a pulse. In fact, most of the top tier bots, there are 2 of them or 3 of them on site. Fight Force had another complete chassis built up, ready to go. Blackout had 2 or 3. Valkyrie, which is CNET, they had 2. Hypershock, there were 2. Witch, there were a whole bunch of robots were actually paired robots. So we had 7 weeks to build everything, and so going into it, we designed it from scratch, and a lot of design decisions went into, okay, we can do this in the time frame, and that's it.
Fair enough. I mean, you do what you got to do with this that you're given, and I think that you got to have a positive. I do love the product. Oh, the guys were a part of the wrong side of what was a great knockout this season, but you guys got a few more fights, and I'm sure it's going to still be just as entertaining. But in the meantime, I'm sure that your voicemail and your DMs have been flooded, because apparently whatever went on in that promo package, I don't know how many takes that thing took, but it has been between the ear, and I love every bit of it. It's awesome.
we were surprised by it. We were watching in a car, and all of a sudden, this what we thought was a commercial came on. Like, oh look, they took that footage that we did in the back and kept going, and it kept going. So yeah, we blasted that. People definitely take advantage of it on Reddit.
That's what Leanne was saying, and it's so funny to see things got that because that's the beautiful thing about BattleBots is that you could lose in a terrible fashion your first time out, but yeah, you still be a fan favorite just because of the personality that you bring to something like this, and guys definitely do that. What's your guys' dream fight for this season?
Man, we've never got 3 minutes. In the past, we've always died spectacularly or somebody else spectacularly. So it would be fun to have a 3-minute slot with one of the really solid robots out there. Just hit back and forth and make sure that every single panel is getting damaged. And we just want to face.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's been a rare occurrence to fight go distance and good from buzzer to buzzer, but I know that they're out there, and I know there's a few. I've got my BattleBots Tweet Top 10 I got together, and I wanted your opinion. We've been through 4 episodes now. In your mind, who is the most complete bot right now?
Oh, man. Well, it's hard not to say for purely non-personal reasons. But I think Lara's really great look this time, and that's not just because another 4-wheel drive vertical speed lift arm thing. I saw the event and I showed up and looked across the pits. All of a sudden there was Donald Hudson's. What we were joking was Donald Hudson's truck, and it's so interesting what we do differently. And I think that robot, he's put so much time into it, and he has much more experience than everyone else that I think it's got a really good showing.
Yeah, Donald Hudson, the one guy who's more giant nuts than there have been seasoned BattleBots, which is something you don't see every day. So we're going to try to get him on the show sometime. But Will, I think it's been a great season so far. You guys have definitely been one of the highlights, and keep doing your thing. Okay, no matter what happened, if you guys go 0-4 in the regular season and out in round 1 and in the postseason, I just want you guys to keep doing that bright, vivid 80s classic Will Bales, as I'm going to refer to it now, that you guys did this season, because it's been thoroughly entertaining, and I wish you guys had nothing but best the rest of the season.
Well, thanks. Having a blast.
All right, man. Well, hey, good luck to you the rest of the season. I know that we already know sort of the outcome, but those NDAs, those pesky NDAs, so we're going to act like, we don't know what's going to happen. And
yeah, I can't wait until you see NDA versus NDA. The NDA was unbelievable.
All right, man. Thanks for taking some time to talk about a lot. We'll see you on social media, and I hope your DMs don't get too flooded in more than you can. But you have a good rest of the night, all right?
Thanks, man. Good one.
You too. And once again, that was Will Bales of Hypershock. Good to see he's got a great sense of humor and personality, which I love about BattleBots. I really do. I think, it's one of the best qualities about the show are the characters on it. And then, of course, action inside the BattleBox. So that's going to bring us up to the next portion of our show. My guest making his debut tonight, Christopher Gilchrist from the JAX Sharks. Don't go anywhere. We've got more Fan Show right after this. You're listening to the Fan Show, your home for all things football and nonsense. My special guest tonight, Farouk. Farouk, welcome.
He's no expert, but here's the thing. Football and nonsense is what he thinks. With the twist, it's the Fan Show.
Do you know him as Kevin from the league? It is none other than very fun Steve Ranazisi.
99% of the population doesn't know who I am. The 1% do, they yell and scream appropriate things at me in public.
Kyle Ray, welcome.
And I was like, wow, I think we just saw the whole Super Bowl. Like seeing The Simpsons. Like, I rented the way, I just saw the best part.
Funny man, Brad Williams.
Yeah, I'm here. No, I went just for your podcast. I've heard about this podcast. I've heard it's fantastic.
It's Matt Farva, but they are my special guest tonight. Steve Lemmy, Kevin Heffernan.
I was in Mexico for 10 weeks in Speedo. Like, that was me going to work. I was putting on a Speedo. Farva is the most fun to play, and it was a blast to do that again, do Farva. So then the makeup artist had put Vaseline on your body, and then put the powdered shirt on top. Is your name really Rich Siemens?
Listen live every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night on Spree.com, or subscribe podcasts on iTunes and SoundCloud. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Joining me now out of Jacksonville, Florida, member of Shark and the owner of the Week 9 play of the week with his late fourth quarter touchdown grab is wide receiver Christopher Gilchrist. Welcome, Chris. How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Doing pretty good, man. I appreciate you taking some time. It's been quite the season so far in National Arena League, and the Sharks, they now, well, at least in my reigns, are at the top. I believe you guys are with a 5-game winning streak. What caused the turnaround, do you think?
5-game winning streak. I mean, everybody finally bought into what Burley was trying to get us do. And, when everything fell in place, he started to make plays. All started to have chemistry because you got a group of guys in.
because in this league, you trade guys, and we finally get guys that will totally to them ready. So I think it started clicking.
And it seems like you guys have really opened up the playbook on the offensive side. It's such a run-heavy offense, which I think it's great to have a solid running game, a game like this because of the shorter field. But you got to be able to stretch that from time to time, and you certainly bring that dynamic to the Sharks' offense. What's been your favorite part about being a Jacksonville Shark? Because I know you're kind of new to the Arena League.
It's being a Jacksonville Shark. I don't know. It's pretty exciting, but being in the arena it was a different game because. Like going outdoor, indoor, it's very physical and it's more that pace, the rule different. So it's just a lot of adjusting, And once you my very first game, I got the very first game, I literally had Z catches for Z where you're. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how fast the game was for me. I'm not a game I didn't have to catch. So it just the game. If you don't understand it, it's not for everybody. Like arena football is so different from out football.
Oh, yeah. It's a completely different game plan, a mindset, and you got to be thinking and on your toes at all times. Now, you're not the one that's got to make the throw. You got to make the catch. What was, for you, going from outdoor to indoor, the biggest adjustment that you had to make as a playmaker?
Me being tall, you would automatically think, hey, yeah, he's a physical, big, taller receiver, But that's not the case. Going outdoors is like a nest. I'll ride you, I'll get in race and stuff like that. But going into arena, I ain't no nest. You're going to be physical or you're not. And that's what the game is, Tell me now that ball undefeated.
Oh, yeah. That ball is like 5 times for the Arena League, man. That thing will take you out, not even blink.
Yeah. But I say physically, the game, you have to learn to be more physical, Other than that, I think football's football, but being physical, that's what you got that receiver in football.
So you're a physical player, a receiver?
I do. Before this, I would consider 50%. I would say like 50%. I'll consider myself now like I'll get there. I'll down there with the drum and go block them when I have to do the thing.
What was it like through your eyes adjusting to the defensive schemes that you would see? Because there's less guys on the field on both sides of the ball, but there's some different looks that you'll see in the Arena League. As a wide receiver, like what stood out to you at first?
To be honest, nothing really stood out because I was so lost in the beginning. Like I literally had no idea what was going on with coverages until maybe 2, maybe 3 weeks ago when I finally sat down with my coach and asked him, man, like, hey, what coverages are you guys? What are they running out there? And, now I know what coverages they're running by just looking at the backside corner. The backside corner in this game tells you everything.
Yeah, and
so he can tell.
Go ahead.
I was just saying because he tells you everything. Like he can tell you whether in man, zone, cloud, whatever coverage it may be. He tells you everything, and so I learned that. I learned that a couple of weeks ago, and I've been fine ever since. I'm having big games back to back.
So what's your tale of the tape, so to speak? You mentioned playing outdoor, and this is your first time indoor. How long have you been playing ball altogether, and what got you to the Arena League with the Sharks?
I'll just give you my rundown. 2012, I graduated and went to Florida Atlantic University out of high school. Didn't end up liking it up there too much. Came home, went to junior college for 2 years in California, where I'm originally from, and won a state championship there at Mount Sac Community College. And then from there, I went to West Texas A&M, played 2 years there. And from there, I had my pro day, did pretty well. Couple teams were interested. I had the Chargers and the Saints, that were interested. Didn't end up going too far with them. But after that, I had my daughter and sat out a whole year and got a call from Coach Burley last October. And he offered me a contract. I mean, I turned down several of these deals, and then I finally just picked this one up, and call it a blessing. God might be telling me something. Hey, man, pick the cleats up again, or anything,
Yeah, no, I get that completely. Did you know Coach Burley outside of that interaction?
Before I met Coach Burley, no, I didn't know him outside of this. I was walking into work. I was flipping burgers at Burger King.
Wow.
I mean at Dairy Queen. I was flipping burgers at Dairy Queen.
Wow.
I got a call when I was opening up the store from Coach Burley, and he offered me a contract. I kind of BS'd him for about a couple weeks, and then finally I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and take this deal, and I'm one of the 2 receivers that's been here since camp. So I've been here for a little bit over 2.5 months. So
Well, that's good, man. They need that consistency on the field right now more than ever. We're about midway through the NAL season. There's a lot of football left to be played. Very tight race right now. It's a 4-team race. You guys got the win over the Columbus Lions, which was a rematch of last year's championship game, and now you guys are pretty much in control of your own destiny moving forward,
Right.
with the exception of a game or two. But, man, there's been some really great games, some really stiff competition. For you being in this league for the first time and taking that time off, like what did it feel like to step back out onto a field and lace up the cleats again?
The first couple of weeks, it was rough. It was it was an eye opener. But as the weeks progressed and time went on, it's just like riding a bike. You know, you don't forget how to run a route or catch a ball. You've been doing this since you was knee high to a fly, so it doesn't really go away. You know, only thing that happens is you don't get the time back that you've set out. But I feel like just like I said, just like riding a bike. If you can ride a bike, you'll always know how to ride one. You know, so I always know how to catch a ball.
Well, you guys,
but getting on the field is fun. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'll let you finish.
No, I'm just saying, man. Just being back on the field, man. It honestly just made me feel like a kid again. You know, and it brought back some of that excitement because honestly, I think if I didn't put my cleats on again, I probably would have been bitter,
Oh yeah. Like nobody knows it's your time's up except for you. And I mean, I know that Father Time is undefeated with athletes, but it's you don't know it until you know it, and nobody can tell you a definitive time as to you'll probably be done around this time. Like it's all on you. So I'm glad you were able to lace them up and get back out there, and you felt good about it ever since. You guys have tough matchup again coming up this weekend. Carolina Cobras. You guys are in Carolina again. This is how you open the season with a thrilling late victory over these guys in their house to open up the season. I mean, it seems like there's a lot of just bitter rival going on in this league between the Sharks, the Lions, the
and
Cobras.
Everybody.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, man.
The Sharks and everybody. It's everybody versus the Sharks.
Everybody versus the Sharks.
That's exactly what it feels like. But we owe them one. We owe Carolina one. They came in our house a couple weeks ago, and they put it on us, man. We only scored 7 points offensively. That's not all right.
Yeah, and of course now you've been finding your stride, which is great news, obviously, for the Sharks, the offense, the playbook, and everything. You guys have had some quarterback issues. How important to you as a receiver is it to have a good rapport with your quarterback?
Just quarterback and receiver relationship should always be key on an offense. Yeah, you need a great line, and you need, guys up front that's going to do the dirty work, But that relationship you have with your quarterback is important, and I think that's why those first couple of weeks was kind of hectic for us because we didn't have any chemistry, and now we built that, and we constantly building on it. So, like I said, that's why these last couple of weeks we were able to put up 50 and 60 points.
Yeah, no, it's been a huge turnaround, and I mean, there's no way around how great you guys have performed with a 5-game winning streak. And so I think obviously you guys are finding your stride and working out the kinks at the right time. There's still a whole half of a season left, but you definitely want to be the talk of the league right now while everybody else sorts out their differences. For you, have you guys reached the point where your biggest enemy is going to be yourselves at this point?
That's exactly where we're at. The only thing that can hurt this team is ourselves, because we go to practice every week and we work hard together. Like most people come here to try to get to the next level and kind of are standoffish and want to be individuals. But I really feel like this team is like a band of brothers. Everybody looks out for everybody. Everybody makes sure everybody gets to practice on time. So I think that brotherhood and the chemistry we built as players and as a family, as a band of brothers, is going to take us to the championship this year.
What would it mean to you knowing the kind of adversity that this team faced and the way that people kind of wrote you off, not even a quarter of the way through the season when you guys hit that 3-game skid to win a championship? What would it mean to you and the rest of the locker room?
To me personally, like winning a championship has always been everybody's like dream of in whatever sport that they play. But ultimately, when you suit up and you lace those cleats up, or you put those sneakers on to play basketball, that's the ultimate goal from day one. So, I mean, it'll be a special moment, but it really wouldn't change the fact that I would feel as if like that's what we're supposed to do, you know?
Wow, I've never heard it put that way, but I like the mentality, the mindset. You feel like that's what you're supposed to do. That's great stuff, man. Really, I wish you guys the best all season. You had a great play, and I'm glad that you're finding your stride in Arena League. I know that as a indoor and arena fan myself, I love it when the players can go out there and ball out. So it's great to see you being able to do that now, especially since you took a little break. Now you're back and you're with Jacksonville, and you guys are firing on all cylinders. So, hey, man, I can't thank you enough for taking a little time to be on the show, but best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, man, you have a good night. Take care.
You too.
All right, that was Christopher Gilchrist of the Jacksonville Sharks. If we win, we feel like it's what we were supposed to do. That is, man, that's some straight up like championship talk right there. Like that is the words of a champion at heart. If we win, we feel like it's what we were supposed to do. I'm being completely honest here, folks. I have not heard that kind of quote from a player the 3 years I've been doing this show. That's going to stick with me for a while. Like, wow, chills. And I know it might not be a lot to some people, but man, just how serious he was. You could tell in the tone of his voice and the way that he said it that he truly believes that. And that's incredible, because you hear the guys that will say, well, obviously, the goal is to win the championship. You don't want to settle for anything short of that. But, and they go on to say like what it would mean to win this game or get to this point. At the beginning of every season, every player, every team, their goal is to go on and win the championship. But to hear somebody say that if we win, it's what we were supposed to do. Wow. I don't know if that's like Babe Ruth calling his shot or Conor McGregor say, I'm going to knock him out in 3. Like, I don't know which one that is. But that was great, man. I love that quote. Okay, I might write that down somewhere. I should, but it's going to be forever on the Fan Show, and I do want to thank you all very much for tuning in this evening. It was a fantastic Wednesday edition of the Fan Show. Don't forget to check out Dynamite Enterprises, Customize Your World, and, of course, Undisputed Belts. Everybody loves the belt. I'm still getting feedback from people that were at Comic-Con. I'm getting more and more likes on the Facebook and more plays on the old YouTube channel there, and social media has been bumping. So very excited about that, and very happy that we've been able to have the success on the Fan Show that we've had lately. And I think it's just onward and upward, and no looking back. I ain't looking back for nothing, because this is what I'm supposed to do. So shout out to Chris Gilchrist for that incredible quote. BattleBots Episode 4 was something. I know we didn't talk about it yesterday, and we didn't talk about it before Will got on, but Tombstone against Gigabyte was hilarious. John Remar, quote of the season, topping Ray's "Sorry about your floor." There's no tapping out, was what was said to the guys in Gigabyte when their top came off. We're talking like a convertible car, like when a woman walks over the subway grate and the big breeze and it just flies up and she's got to hold it down. The Marilyn Monroe scene. That's what happened with Gigabyte, except they weren't able to hold it down. Like, that thing popped off and they were just a bare naked bot running around with no weapon, no armor, no nothing. And Tombstone in the box for another, I think, minute and a half. So that was really something. Props to Ray Billing. He may be a heel portrayed on TV, but he is a class act at heart, and he's a good competitor and a solid guy. He did not go in for the kill, but there's no tapping out in BattleBots. That's something that you learn something new every day. The more you know. Ba-da-da, however that goes. Monsoon debuted against Red Devil, who already had a win in the win column from earlier on this season, and they got a win. So Monsoon is now ranked after previously being unranked. I had a chance to talk with one of their team members, their driver, while I was down there. You'll see that interview coming up later on this season. Lucky, not so lucky against Scorpios, and that was an all right fight. Battle Royale with Cheese. Everybody was so excited to see probably what is the biggest gimmick bot in all of BattleBots against Tantrum, which is a spatula. So the cheeseburger versus the spatula, and it could have been done early, but then Tantrum was feeling, sporty and decided to go and flip them again. They righted themselves, tried to get the bacon blade up to speed, and it would prove to be no avail. But I think that they can be effective if they want to be, but they might just be kind of that bot that is great for certain leagues, but this is like the major leagues, right? Where you have bots like Tombstone, Monsoon, Lockjaw, and Endgame that are like, they didn't come to play. They came to wreak havoc and win. Like they play for keeps. Lockjaw lost to Endgame. That was an incredible fight. Lockjaw's was almost the cause for his own demise. He got one of his flippers stuck in the grates where the buzzsaws come out. But that was another fantastic episode. It keeps getting better and better on the Discovery Channel and BattleBots. So if you haven't watched them yet, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for, because they are there ready for your viewing pleasure. Discovery Channel, Science Channel. You can catch replays. You don't even have to have a login or a cable provider for the Science Channel app. You just log in and enjoy, and they've got bonus content on there as well. So I don't know what it is that you're waiting for, but you're missing out if you're not watching BattleBots. And then, of course, we've got Stanley Cup Finals, Game 5 tomorrow, Vegas, and a must-win. Got Game 3 of the NBA Finals tonight, and that's not necessarily a must-win for Cleveland, but my God, if you're Cleveland and you can't win in Cleveland, I don't know what the hell you're going to do. I don't know what you're going to do. J.R. Smith is still the MVP of the season. So that's going to do it for this Wednesday edition. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can listen to it in podcast form, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, and Spreaker.com. Spreaker is also where you can listen to the live broadcast if you can tune in every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And the fanshow.com is the home base for all things football and nonsense. Be sure to follow and like us on social media. At FanShowOfficial is the Twitter handle. Facebook.com/FanShowOfficial is where you can go and give us a like, give us some love. All the content that is on the website is on the Facebook page. Let's just be honest about that, with the exception of the stories. But you have links to the stories. Am I right? You have links to the episodes. But video content and all of the different photos and everything that we do here with the Fan Show is on that Facebook page. So I know a lot of you have Facebook, so go and give us a like. Facebook.com/FanShowOfficial. And if you're an Instagrammer or a Snapchatter, then that is simply the Fan Show. So I do want to encourage you to come follow, because it's a great time to be a member of Fan Nation. Shout out to Mike Herrera. He got his Fan Show t-shirt today in the mail, and posted it on his Instagram story. I'm glad he got it. Hope he likes it. I'd love to see a video or a photo of him wearing it while playing live. I think that would just really make my day. But that is all we've got for you on this Wednesday edition. It's been a great one, so we're going to cut it a minute early or so. So I do want to thank you all once again for tuning in if you were able to. May was a record-breaking month. It is the new bar that was set, so we're going after June hard, and we've got some big announcements coming up at the end of the month. We've got some special plans for during the month, and then July, oh my God, July, it's just chaos, absolute chaos, July for the Fan Show. But we will talk about that as the time approaches. So once again, thank you all. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, best of luck to you and yours. Go Niners, and remember, of course, it's all fun and games until you butt fumble. Good night, folks!
Do you remember the time that Mark Sanchez ran into his player's butt? That was funny sports.
Thank you for having me on the show, man. I love the Fan Show.